Dear students, welcome to Legacy IS Academy. In today's video, we are going to discuss about the extinction level events that can cause mass extinction on the earth. And we are also going to discuss that what kind of extinction event has happened in the past and how most probably can life be wiped off from the earth's surface. So let us try to understand first of all. So to give you introduction about this particular topic, any event is categorized as extinction level event if it is leading to such a catastrophe which causes the extinction of majority of the species that is living surviving on the planet. Mind it that it is not the similar kind of normal extinction that occurs on an everyday basis, because you know that in our world we have a lot of changes that is happening at the climate level, weather level, and due to this every years or few years later we have the extinction of species that occurs. So the extinction level events can be identified by geologists, archaeologists by examining the deposition and chemical composition of rocks, the fossil record, and evidences of major events that has happened on the other celestial bodies such as our moon or even other planets in our solar system. And if you look at closely, there can be and we can identify, or scientists have identified dozens of such phenomena which can happen both on the earth's surface, below the earth's surface, or even in the solar system, in the universe, which is capable of causing widespread extinction. So we'll try to look at few of these important phenomena, but before that let us take a look at the past extinction events. So as far as the geological history is concerned, total 5 mass extinctions events have been observed. The first of these happened somewhere about 443 million years ago. If you compare this with the age of Earth stands somewhere to be about 4,500 million years. So the period is called as Ordovician Silurian period, which faced the first mass extinction on the Earth. And the effect of this mass extinction was so devastating that almost 85% of all the species on the Earth was completely wiped away. Now, the main reason why this extinction might have happened, scientists believe that it was due to the temperature variation that happened in a very rapid interval of time. So first you have very sudden drop in temperature. This has caused huge glaciers to form as the seawater started to convert into solid form. And thus, as the glaciers start to form, we have the sudden drop in the sea level. And due to this sudden drop in the sea level, large amount or large number of the animal species which is living on the surface of the sea, which are living in the sea water itself, they were basically wiped off. And after that, we have a period of very rapid warming. This also have caused death of large number of animals. So many small marine creatures who used to inhabit Earth mainly during this time period basically died out. Then coming to the second mass extinction event that happened somewhere about 374 million years ago, which is called as Devonian mass extinction. This mass extinction is believed to have wiped off almost 3/4 of the world's species, and most of them were marine invertebrates that lived at the bottom of the sea. The main reason that has driven this mass extinction is believed to be the colossal environmental changes that has happened in this time period, including global warming, which we are currently facing as well, global cooling, rapid rise and fall of sea level, as well as large scale variation in the level of oxygen as well as carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. We don't know exactly, but that what has triggered this particular event. Then the third mass extinction event happened somewhere about 250 million years ago in the Permian time period, and it is the Permian time which is believed to be the largest and most devastating mass extinction event out of the 5 events that the earth has witnessed. And it is this Permian extinction that is also generally referred by the term of great dying, where more than 95% of the species that were living on the earth were totally wiped off, were totally annihilated. And this also included large number of dinosaurs that used to live in this time period. And many scientists believe that the reason behind this particular mass extinction can be attributed to an asteroidal impact. A large asteroid more than size of 50 to 60 kilometer filled with actually collided with the earth, and due to this massive collision, massive impact, a huge amount of dust particles, huge amount of different types of ash clouds and all these things started to emerge, started to erupt, and it enveloped the entire earth, blocking the sun. And also due to the condensation of water vapor, when the rainfall happened, all these harmful chemicals all these acids that were present in the environment, present in the atmosphere, also started to come down on the Earth's surface, giving rise to acid rain-like phenomena. However, some scientists also believe that a large volcanic explosion that happened during this time period can also be the major reason that might have driven this mass extinction, because it increased the level of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere and also made the oceans of Earth very toxic for any animals, plants to survive. Then coming to the next mass extinction that happened somewhere about 200 million years from now, which is referred as triagic mass extinction. Triagic mass extinction eliminated almost 80% of the Earth's species, including many types of dinosaurs, and this was also because of the colossal geological activity that was going on during this time period, where we have increase in the level of carbon dioxide, we have very high global atmospheric temperature, as well as we have massive acidification of the ocean. So these are the three factors that have led to the triagic mass extinction. And the last mass extinction that happened just 66 million years ago, that is called as Cretaceous mass extinction, where 78% of all species, including remaining non-avian dinosaurs, because in the last mass extinction, some of the dinosaurs might have lived, but in this mass extinction, all the remaining dinosaurs were completely killed. And this again is believed to be the result of the asteroid that is hitting the Earth in the region which is currently a country that we call as Mexico. And due to this asteroidal impact, same time we also have volcanic activity that is going on over the Indian plate, because it is during this time period Indian plate has started its northward journey and it is passing over the reunion hotspot in the southern Indian Ocean. At the western part of Indian plate passed over the reunion hotspot, we have hotspot volcanism, intraplate volcanism, and that also has led to eruption of a huge amount of magma as dust clouds, and thus the compounding effect or the joint effect of the impact, asteroidal impact, as well as this flood volcanism, is what can be attributed behind this Cretaceous mass extinction. Now, what can be the near future, we can say even far future, what can be the factors that can cause again the sixth mass extinction of the Earth? Now, many scientists also say that we already are living in the era of sixth mass extinction, because we are having a lot of climatic changes. We are seeing a lot of problems such as global warming, rising of the sea level due to melting of the glaciers. So all these gradually will cause extinction. So we already have entered in the phase of mass extinction. But anyway, if we have to understand that what are the probable causes which can wipe off again the life of the face of the Earth. So first of all, obviously, it is our dear star Sun, without which life cannot even be imagined. So how Sun, which is believed to be the main region behind the emergence of life, behind the evolution of life on the Earth, can cause its extinction? So first of all, as you know that in the next billion years, Sun will become very bright. That means its brightness will increase by almost 10%. And when its brightness is increasing by 10%, obviously the amount of heat Earth will receive will also increase drastically. And as the amount of heat increases, what it will do, it will actually convert the water, that is H2O is water, into H plus and oxygen ion. That means what we can say, the water will not be present on the Earth, or the availability of water will be very impacted by the brightness or increase in the brightness of the Sun. And due to the lack of water, obviously many animals and even humans can die out. Other possibility is that even if brightening of Sun does not kill us, we know that every star, as Sun is also a star, keeps on expanding in the size. And thus, when the Sun enters into red giant phase few billion years later from now, its size will increase to such an extent that all the nearby planets such as Mercury, Venus, and Earth will be completely engulfed by the Sun's atmosphere. And obviously, if we are getting engulfed by the Sun's atmosphere, temperature of the Earth will rise by thousands and thousands of degrees of Celsius, and which condition life obviously cannot sustain, and whatever life represent, they will be completely wiped off. Even if we have, even if not, do not worry about red giant phase, because obviously it is going to happen in a very distant future. In near future, what is the most pertaining threat coming from the Sun? This we can simply refer as coronal mass ejection, or CME. Now, CME refers to the phenomena when due to the disturbance in the Sun's magnetic field, a huge amount of charged particles, ions, plasma, all these are sent back toward the Earth. And many times, since the Earth's magnetic field is very stronger, it is able to basically trap, or basically able to filter away all these coronal mass ejections, and thus we only see auroras. However, it's the negative effect is not observed as of now on the Earth. But in distant future, if there is some disturbance or the weakening of Earth's magnetic field, or the sun's coronal mass ejection become very, very strong due to its increase in size, in that case, coronal mass ejection can also cause a lot of disturbances on the Earth's surface, including the killing of large number of animal biodiversity. The second threat that we can experience is because of the geomagnetic reversals. Now, geomagnetic reversal refers to the reversal of magnetic polarity of the Earth, because inside the Earth we have huge amount of magnetic particle, huge amount of metallic particles, metallic elements which are continuously rotating, and due to the rotation of these metallic elements such as iron, nickel, we create a magnetic field around the Earth. But Earth's magnetic field can be considered as a bar magnet where we have North Pole and South Pole. Currently, the north magnetic pole of the Earth is oriented toward north geographical pole, while the south magnetic pole is oriented toward the south geographical pole. However, every few thousand years, this magnetic polarity undergoes reversal. But how this flipping of magnetic pole will affect our life is still not very clearly understood. But it is quite possible that such event can lead to decline in the level of oxygen in the atmosphere that obviously can be a life-threatening situations. However, we cannot have a full clear idea unless and until we do more investigative study inside the Earth. The third threat that we can face is the changes in the sea. So a large area of continent, which is called as continental shelf, is submerged under sea, and in this continental shelf we have methane clathrates. Methane clathrates refer to compound that forms due to the combination of carbon, this methane as well as water together, and thus methane clathrate. Whenever we have this submergence of continental shelf, a large volume methane clathrate emerge, and it acts as a gun, because the emergence of methane clathrate basically leads to immense amount of greenhouse gas, because methane is a greenhouse gas, into the atmosphere. And as the concentration of greenhouse gases increases in the atmosphere, we can understand that the impact of global warming can become more severe. That can cause to melting of glaciers, rise in sea level, and thus obviously a threat to the life that exists on the Earth. Such events are linked to the end Permian extinction and Paleocene Eocene thermal maximum extinction. So this kind of event already have caused extinction to such a certain extent on the Earth's surface. Not only that, the prolonged sea level rise or fall that can happen due to the increase in GHG concentrations can also lead to extinction that we already have seen before. Not only that, it can also lead to chemical imbalances in the sea. Now, what about inside the Earth? So as we know, inside the Earth, we have three layers: the crust on which we live, the mantle, and then we have the core. So many times from the mantle or the mantle core boundary, a huge amount of molten rocks, which we refer as magma, emerges under very high pressure, and then it explodes through on the crust or the surface of the Earth. So volcanoes, or this eruption of magma, is what we refer as volcanic eruption. And volcanoes are believed to have caused 11 extinction-like events in the history of Earth, and that is why it makes them a very, very significant threat. For example, the end Permian, end Triassic, end Cretaceous extinctions are strongly associated with the volcanic eruption that is called as flood basalt events. So how do volcanoes can kill animals or people, humans on the Earth? So simple, as you know, if a huge volcanic eruption is happening, a large amount of gaseous particles, large amount of dust particles, sulfur dioxide, carbon dioxide, carbon monoxides are released, and due to this, the sun will not be able to enter or reach the Earth's surface. And as the sun is becoming absent, sunlight is becoming absent, we can understand photosynthesis cannot go on, and if photosynthesis cannot go on, there cannot be any plants, there cannot be any trees, and in the absence of plants and trees, obviously every animal, every living entity on the Earth can die out. Not only that, the poisoning of the land and water with the acid rain also can happen, and also the global warming will be promoted, because the entire Earth atmosphere is being covered by the gases and dust particles of volcanic eruption, which will not allow Earth to cool down. So whatever energy is being released by the Earth in the form of long wave radiation will be trapped inside the volcanic dust. And suppose even if you forget about that, if nature is very happy with us, if nature does not cause any cataclysmic event in the near future or the far future of the Earth, then humanity itself is more than capable of causing the mass extinction, because we have developed plenty of options so that we can wipe out the entire animals or entire human population from the Earth's surface. The one best example is obviously the global nuclear war. Climate change that has been caused by activities or by killing enough other species can also lead to collapse of ecosystem, which can in end lead to the mass extinction. So at any given time, we have multiple factors that are coming into play. For example, at the same time, there can be volcanic eruption that is going on. At the same time, we are having huge amount of GHG gases, including carbon dioxide that is being emitted from the industries, from the vehicles. We are overly dependent on fossil fuels, and at the same time, if some countries get involved in nuclear conflict, so obviously the end result of the confluence of these three deadly and disastrous events can obviously lead to mass extinction. And this is something which we can also refer as a domino effect, because often one thing or one event lead to other, that event lead to another event, and if you combine and look at the overall impact of these, then you have nothing but the mass extinction of the earth. So what we can say in the conclusion, that ELEs or extinction level events are such calamity that result in annihilation of the most species on the planet. Scientists can predict some ELEs, for example, the asteroid impact or the coming or movement of asteroid toward the earth, but most of the ELEs are neither predictable nor preventable. And even if some organisms survive all other extinction events, eventually we know that the sun is going to enter into red giant phase, and in the end we know the end result is that it will eradicate life on the earth. So right now it seems like we are experiencing a sixth mass extinction event, which is undoubtedly the result of human actions, including human-induced climate change. So I hope you understood about this particular video. If you like the video, please hit the like button, share it to fellow aspirants, as well as subscribe to our channel for more such content. Thank you very much.